Round 2 of the Student Government Association's election debate is tonight. We'll have details on who's on stage and what to expect.
And find out what organizations paired to provide a special recording experience for students.
And rain showers are set to return to central Indiana. NewsLink Indiana starts now.
Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Logan Rivera.
And I'm Jenna Liston. Thanks for joining us. Optic and Ignite have taken the stage once again. The Student Government Association's full slate debate is getting ready to start, and NewsLink Indiana's Tony Sandlaben is live at Pruce Hall with more. Tony, what can you tell us?
Crowd here tonight for the second of 3 Student Government Association debates. Their full slates are here tonight. The first debate, we only saw the presidential and vice presidential candidates of both slates. Now we have the full slates, including the treasurer and secretary candidates. The third debate will be on Thursday at 9. Coverage on Facebook, live in Pruce Hall. Tony Sandlaben, NewsLink Indiana.
Thank you, Tony. NewsLink Indiana is streaming the debate live tonight, and you can find that on our Facebook page. And in other platforms, the Ball State speech team gained some more hardware this weekend. The team won Indiana Forensic Association team sweepstakes for the 7th year in a row. Pictured below is the team that claimed a total of 17 individual state titles, among other schools in attendance including Butler, DePaul, Purdue, and the University of Notre Dame. The team also captured the Quality Award, an award determined by points earned per entry.
A trial date has been set in the case against Muncie Building Commissioner Craig Nichols. Nichols will face trial on April 17th on 16 counts of wire fraud, 16 counts of money laundering, and 1 count of theft on government funds. If convicted of all charges, Nichols could face up to 20 years in prison. The FBI served search warrants at Nichols' office and home on January 5th. Nichols was later arrested on February 15th and is accused of stealing almost $400,000 in government funds.
Some Indiana state senators are urging Democratic Senator Joe Donnelly and Republican Senator Todd Young to vote yes on President Trump's Supreme Court nominee, Neil Gorsuch. Republican State Senator James Buchan of Kokomo said the senators should consider the will of Indiana's legislators when voting on Gorsuch. Gorsuch will replace longtime conservative Justice Antonin Scalia, who died in 2016. Democrats say they will oppose Gorsuch because of the Republicans' refusal to give President Obama's nominee, Merrick Garland, a hearing.
As the war on drugs in Delaware County rages on, Muncie's Community Drug Task Force is taking measures to ramp up its efforts. NewsLink's Cameron DeBlasio has the story.
The narratives have been the same for so long. Muncie has a drug problem. Delaware County is the leading county in the state for meth lab busts. This community and the rampant drug epidemic within it are the headlines all too often. Muncie's Community Drug Task Force has made efforts to minimize the problem. Now it's taking additional measures to address the issues. Ball State professor Julie Metzger, who has attended several task force meetings, says they have a plan in place to deal with the growing issues.
The Community-Wide Drug Task Force is really looking at creating almost a strategic plan to accomplish some of its goals. At the last meeting, they looked to Ball State University and Interim President Terry King for help on really getting that started.
This plan involves the creation of a committee of prominent community members who will work to advance the objectives of the task force. This committee includes acting Ball State President Terry King, Muncie Mayor Dennis Tyler, and Delaware County Prosecutor Jeffrey Arnold. Along with creating additional goals for the task force, this committee will also work to create a stronger connection with the people of Muncie. Amanda Witten works for the Addictions Department at Meridian Health Services. She says one of the other committee members already knows the importance of helping the community better understand this problem.
Sheriff Dudley, he just has really taken a vested interest in this, recognizing not only the punitive piece of everyone has to be held accountable to their behavior, but the treatment side as well. That addiction is a disease, and we can't just arrest our way out of this problem.
In Muncie, Cameron DeBlasio, NewsLink, Indiana.
The Drug Task Force has been meeting regularly since last summer. The new committee will continue to search for ways to help the task force moving forward.
A Middletown teen was shot early on Sunday morning, according to the Star Press. Police were dispatched to the 2500 block of White River Boulevard at 3:55 a.m. When officers arrived on the scene, they found shell casings but no victim. Police were later informed that a 16-year-old Middletown man showed up at a community hospital in Anderson with gunshot wounds. He was then transferred to Methodist Hospital in Indianapolis and was expected to be released today. As of now, no one has been arrested.
An update tonight from Delphi, Indiana. Indiana police are asking for help to find a man they think may have killed 2 teenage girls. Police released this photo showing the suspect wearing jeans and a blue jacket. The man is now considered the main suspect in the murder case of 13-year-old Abby Williams and 14-year-old Libby Gurman. The girls went missing last week after a family member dropped them off to hike a wooded trail on a day off from school. Their bodies were recovered the following day, a quarter mile off that trail. It's the same location where these photos of the suspect were taken. Sergeant Kim Riley said the search is taking authorities outside the immediate area.
We are actually expanding out. We want people that they may have seen somebody walking, that may have picked up a hitchhiker, that have seen a hitchhiker around that afternoon of Monday the 13th.
According to WTHR, investigators have said that the number of tips received from the public has jumped from 6 to 12 every hour.
You know, Logan, a very unfortunate story here for this past weekend, but in more positive news, this weather is looking a little bit nicer for this week coming up. What are you thinking so far?
Absolutely. It was a beautiful weekend. Let's hope we have some good news and weather. What can you tell us, Cody?
Yeah, guys, I can tell you it is going to be warm out there. It looks like the warm trend is going to continue, and it was certainly warm out there today. We reached a high of 66 degrees here in Muncie. Our average high is 39 degrees for this time of year, and our record high was 67 degrees for today, and that was set back in 1994. And take a look at this, guys. Our low temperature this morning got down to 36 degrees, and we're only 3 degrees away from our average high temperature for this time of year. So we are seeing exceptionally warm temperatures out there, guys. Coming up in my full forecast, I'll have how long this near record warmth will last, when strong storms are set to return to central Indiana, and when cooler temperatures are set to arrive. I'll have all that and more coming up in just a few minutes.
Coming up, some Ball State alumni came together to provide an educational event for children.
And hear how your online shopping may be helping local businesses. All this and more after the break.
Oh!
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Good evening and welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. One by one, local businesses are slowly fading away from Muncie. Firehouse Subs was the most recent store to close, but last year saw a number of shops boarded up. NewsLink Indiana's Adam Chowdhury investigated more into the case.
McGalliard is stocked with busy stores, but tucked away in the corner is this abandoned Kmart site. Closed since 2014, the area is now home to trash and even mattresses instead of paying customers. The majority of those customers have ventured online, and for students at Ball State, it couldn't be closer to the truth. The Painter Whitcroft section of the Studebaker West Halls received roughly between 2,500 and 3,000 deliveries per semester from fall 2014 to summer 2016. However, last fall semester, they recorded an estimated 3,500 deliveries to their door. Abigail Gibbs works at the front desk in Studebaker East.
Additionally, we live in the international dorms, so students like to ship food from other countries, or they just like to shop online more, and especially it's easier if you're an international student, a lot even more so they don't have cars.
United States Postal Service's spokesperson for areas of Indiana stated that they had seen nationally, as they put it, a substantial increase in delivery of online shopping over the past few years.
Walmart announced at the start of this month that it would be offering a free 2-day delivery service for online orders over $35. And if companies of the stature of Walmart are further expanding their online capabilities, then it does not bode well for local businesses in Muncie. And we might start seeing these filled to the brim more often. In Studebaker East Complex, Adam Chowdhury, NewsLink Indiana.
Ball State alumni gathered over the weekend for an evening in Indianapolis. NewsLink Indiana's Esther Bauer has more on Ball State's very own Night at the Museum.
The Indianapolis Children's Museum was transformed over the weekend into a nest full of Ball State Cardinals. From educational exhibits to interactive activities, attendees got to experience the museum after hours, surrounded by Ball State alumni, friends, and families. Colleen New, a 1993 Ball State graduate, made her way down for a night she simply couldn't miss.
Well, I live in South Bend, and there's always different activities going on in different places. So it's a bit of a drive for me to come down to Indy, but I have 3 little nieces who would love to get together, and I thought it was just too good of an opportunity to pass up. So made the drive and gathered all the kids together and came out for a fun night.
Organized by the Alumni Association, Teachers College, and the Department of Special Education, attendees enjoyed admission to the museum for only $10, which included touring each exhibit plus a $10 food voucher. Whereas tickets normally run for $23, funding was made possible through various Ball State donors committed to engaging alumni. Event coordinator David McIntosh says it's important to keep alumni connected to Ball State in hopes of creating new relationships.
I think what it builds is sort of a historical perspective. We have, if they keep that affiliation, then their children are going to go to Ball State. They stay that connected with us. So it keeps that sort of generational connectedness to Ball State.
With the event's attendance growing every year and attracting alumni young and old, Ball State's Night at the Museum provided a way for grads to experience a night on the town, spend time with their families, and reconnect with the school they used to call home. In Indianapolis, Esther Bauer, NewsLink Indiana.
And for more information on upcoming alumni events, check out the Alumni Association's event calendar on Ball State's website.
In Pruce Hall tomorrow, Ball State's econ professor, Dr. David Thomas, will be speaking at the event Last Lecture. The speaker series began when a young professor was diagnosed with cancer. The professor published a book of his life lessons and experiences for his children. Here's a sneak peek at what Thomas will include in his last lecture.
Now, when I was a CEO in Silicon Valley, I would often have to speak to the employees and give them advice on what attributes might make us more successful as a company. And these 4 topics were things that developed over the years that I found useful. So I'm going to talk about those same things.
To hear Dr. Thomas's story, you can come out to Pruce Hall tomorrow at 7:30 p.m.
And more warm weather coming up this week. Cody, what can you tell us?
Well, guys, I can tell you that it is going to be warm out there, but we do have strong storms set to return. I'll have all that and more coming up in just a few minutes.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Logan, today has been absolutely beautiful. I saw a lot of students outside, even during class. Professors were taking them outside today.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw people all over campus today. There were people in hammocks throwing frisbees. I even think I saw a few people dancing around the fountains at campus.
I would love to see that. I missed that part, obviously. But Cody, what can you tell us about this warm weather? I'm starting to get a little nervous. Is this a sign of global warming? I don't know.
Guys, I wouldn't exactly call it global warming, but it has been pretty warm out there today. We're beginning to cool off a bit, though. We're down to 57 degrees now, winds out of the south at 5 miles per hour, and it feels like 57 degrees because our dew points are sitting at 42 degrees. So it feels pretty comfortable out there right now. Our current temperatures across the state right now, Kokomo, you're sitting at 53, 55 degrees in the Circle City, and Terre Haute, you are sitting at 58 degrees right now. Now, the reason why we've been seeing all this warm temperatures across much of the state is because of the jet stream. It's allowing all this warm air to fill in from the Gulf of Mexico, but we're going to see a strong low pressure system move in by Friday, and that is going to allow for much cooler temperatures to begin to make their way into central Indiana. And I have a feeling that those are going to linger around through the early part of next week. Now, over the last 3 hours on radar, we are seeing some cloud cover across much of central Indiana, and we even have some rain showers across much of the Midwest, and that is going to bring us some rain showers as we get into the day tomorrow. But for tonight, our temperatures are going to get down to 53 degrees with winds out of the southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So it should stay pretty mild out there, guys. And picking up precision cast, you will see we will have some cloud cover tomorrow, and we could even expect some rain showers anytime late tomorrow afternoon, especially if you're south of I-70. That is where we're going to see the majority of this rain through the day tomorrow. Now, for your bus stop, as the kids are out there, we could possibly see some rain showers early in the morning. Our temperatures are going to be 54 degrees, though, so it should be pretty comfortable out there for the kiddos. And at 3 p.m., guys, our temperatures are going to be up to 66 degrees, and it's going to be cloudy. We're going to get rid of those rain showers, so it should be pretty nice out there. So make sure they get out there and enjoy the weather. Taking a look at Precision Cast once again, you'll see we clear things out for your day on Wednesday, but then as we move through the day, you'll see we still have to contend with those clouds through even part of the day on Thursday. We may even have to deal with some rain showers later on in the afternoon. And if we shift our view off to the west, you'll see that we do have some snow showers across much of the high plains. And that's the same system that could bring us some severe weather as we go into the day on Friday. So for your 7-day forecast, guys, we're looking at temperatures right around 68 degrees, nearly breaking 70 for your day on Wednesday. By the time we get to Friday, strong storms though are set to return, and as we get into the weekend, guys, our temperatures are going to get much cooler out there, only getting down into the mid-40s, so it's going to get pretty cool out there, guys.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like it, Cody. So Jenna, you were a little warm today outside?
It was warm. I Come on, honestly, it's warm for February. You guys can't expect me to not think something's going on. I mean, it's different, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
I had shorts on today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it was definitely warm enough too. It was beautiful out there. I love this warm weather for this time of year.
This entire weekend was certainly warm, but that snow still is looming.
I know. I'm really nervous that it'll come back. And speaking of good weather and outside sports, Amanda Smith here with Sports Tonight. What can you tell us about sports?
Yes, well, basketball season is coming to a wrap. So Ball State's women's team has got a ring on their minds, and looking at tomorrow, the men's basketball team is playing an opponent they've got a little bit of history with. Stick around.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With a unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Hey everybody, welcome on back into NewsLink, Indiana. Tomorrow, Eastern Michigan's men's basketball team is coming to Muncie. Now, the last time these two teams met, Ball State won on the road 88-80 in a game that James Whitford described as their grittiest, toughest performance of the year. Tomorrow is another big one as far as the MAC standings are concerned. Remember, the top 4 seeds get an automatic bye to Cleveland in the MAC tournament. The Cardinals sit in that position as they head into tomorrow's game. As for Eastern Michigan, things got a little chippy the last time these two teams met, with 7 technical fouls between the two. James Whitford said after that game, it feels like a rivalry when they play Eastern, and his guys are ready for a similar contest tomorrow.
Eastern Michigan is so physical and they're so tough, and you have to be able to have that kind of competitiveness back. You can't be soft, and yet you have to be very disciplined, and that's a hard balance. But that's the balance we have to strike in this game.
We both play tough and don't really take anything, and neither of us back down. So it gets a little heated and chippy sometimes, and the refs know the history of our games, so they don't really take anything when the game comes around. So, I mean, it'll be a similar game. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a technical or two.
Well, while the men's team is just trying to get to Cleveland, the women's team has a championship on their minds. On Wednesday, they're headed to Kalamazoo to play Western Michigan for the second time this season. Right now, Ball State is tied in second with Northern Illinois, who they beat on Saturday, and they're 1 game behind the MAC leader, Central Michigan, who they're going to play this weekend. But Brady Sallee knows a regular season title is definitely realistic at this point.
If we take care of business, we don't have to worry about what anybody else does. We just have to do what we have to do, and we have every reason to believe that, you know, we're as good as anybody in this league and can win the championship. And that's the way these kids are thinking, and at the end of the day, you win your way to that. You know, you earn those trophies. Nobody's going to give them to you, and so it starts with the game on Wednesday.
The sectional draw for the boys' state tournament took place yesterday. Let's take a look at how things shook up for the local squads. In Class 1A, Daleville drew Anderson Prep Academy. Westdell will play the winner of that game, while Cowan gets a bye on the opposite side of the bracket. That tournament is going to be hosted by Westdell. Now in Class 2A, Wapahani had another good year under head coach Matt Luce, but they draw the defending state champs in round 1. Ouch. Muncie Burris draws Monroe Central. And looking at Class 3A, it's been a tough year for Greg Miller's Yorktown Tigers, but they get a bye in Sectional 2-4. As does Delta. This sectional will be played in historic Ball Green Arena in Marion. Class 4A, Muncie Central gets Jay County in Sectional 6. Now all sectionals are going to be held a week from Tuesday.
Very exciting news and a great weekend for basketball coming up for Ball State, right?
Yes, very exciting. The women's team looking, to get to Cleveland this year, bring home that title here to Ball State.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to go. And thank you so much, Amanda Spitz, for sports. Well, coming up next, Ball State students got their hands on top dollar technology.
And we have an update on the legal battle between Kesha and her music producer. Your entertainment news is next.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back. I'm Felicia Donaldson with your entertainment news. Earlier today, the Ball State Jazz Combo paired with Rode microphones to provide a recording experience for students. Ryan White, a product specialist from Rode Microphones, teamed up with BSU professor Christoph Thompson in Sursa Performance Hall this afternoon. Students in various majors were invited to come observe professionals at work, even getting their hands on some of Rode's high-dollar, high-performance microphones. The Ball State Faculty Jazz Combo was invited by Professor Thompson to be in-house musicians for the event, in which students could experience different musical recording techniques while being supervised by professional audio producers. Thompson was the head of the event, providing guidance for the students and helping them understand the complexities behind quality audio recording. White hoped that the event would encourage more students to try audio production.
Reached out to our faculty jazz combo. They're all top players, so we really have something great to record.
For Rode, the goal is to educate. We want to reach out to students, the end user that's going to be using these someday professionally, at a great program here, in a professional setup, like we were saying, with this jazz combo as well.
TikTok singer Kesha is once again trying to separate ties from her music producer. Last week, the singer released emails allegedly showing Dr. Luke's abuse. In one email, he was upset because she had a Diet Coke during her juice cleanse. Another email shows him disregarding her suggestion for a song lyric. Kesha's attorney writes in court papers that the singer wants to be free from her abuser. Her attorney also writes about Kesha wanting to rebuild her physical, mental, and emotional health. That's all for you entertainment news. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you very much, Felicia. So Cody, what can you tell us with our last look at weather here?
Well, guys, I can tell you it's going to be warm throughout much of the week, but Friday we are watching the possibility for some strong to severe weather. We'll keep you up to date here at NewsLink. During the weekend, though, temperatures drop down into the lower to mid 40s, and for the start of the work week, temperatures rebound a bit, but rain returns, guys.
All right, thank you so much, Cody, for that update. And that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. From all of us here at the studio, have a good night.